Alrighty. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the BNR Racing Network, bringing you the action from AMS Cup Series today as they take on Texas. So, the wonderful mile and a half. I'm glad that it's over with. I ran enough of it, so now I get to come up in the tower and watch it all. I am going to go through the race information real quick. And then, if y'all want to know the history behind Texas, then we'll go ahead and give you that rundown. So I see here Texas, it's in Fort Worth. It's a 1/4 mile. Their current track temp is 104. The weather outside is 78 degrees, 23% humidity. It is partly cloudy with a 2-mile-per-hour wind. They do run fixed setup, 70% fuel, and 1 fast repair. And then our production is brought to you by myself and Will Roberts. So you catch us on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. But anyway, Texas, we'll go ahead and let Mr. Roberts give you the history before qualifying gets done. So then, yes, go ahead, Will. The floor is yours.
Texas Motor Speedway. The inaugural season of racing was in 1997, with both NASCAR and IndyCar events annually being held. IndyCar been coming here on and off since '97. So, one second, Brian. Excuse me.
You're good. Not a problem.
So, yes, indeed. So, like I said, Jeff Burton, if I'm not mistaken, won both of the first spring races here. Both races held here initially from 97 to 98. Big crash in both of the inaugural spring races here, and turns 1 and 2 on the opening laps, or the opening lap in the first race and opening laps in the second spring race. But anyway, 20 degrees of banking in turns 1 and 2, 24 degrees of banking in turns 3 and 4, and 5 degrees of banking, on the straightaways as far as the back straightaway. So if you have a moment coming out of turn number 2, you could be sliding for a long period of time, and one of those hard hits for Will Roberts there. But one of those what goes up must come down type of moments at this track. It is kind of a self-cleaning racetrack, like if you was to go to Dover or other places. It got reconfigured, I want to say, back in 2017. I always get the date wrong, but it's very, what some people come to believe, a very racy track. Others don't really like it. Others prefer, old Texas compared to the reconfiguration of what transpired with turns 1 and 2. You really have to back up your corners, per se, at this track, because the straightaways aren't necessarily that long here. It's just the constant time, or the basically the hang time in the corners, per se, of traveling through the corners here at Texas.
Oh yeah, and sometimes that groove isn't always the groove. You gotta switch it up. As we're seeing, like, um, the real race yesterday.
Texas Motor Speedway, it broke ground on April 11th of 1995. Opened in 96, August 3rd of 96. also doubles for an infield circuit. There is a oval configuration where the American drift competition comes, and they use the infield circuit. But Alan McNish holds the race lap record for the road course.
Yeah. Anyway, well, real quick, let me go over the starting grid real fast.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, starting P1 will be Greg Elliott, P2 will be Adam Button, P3 will be Josh Farmer, P4 will be Randy Sample, P5 will be Will Roberts, P6 will be Joseph Madigan, P7 will be Michael Carter, P8 will be Sean O'Brien, P9 will be Jason Taylor, P10 will be Keenan Miller, P11 will be Antonio Bonani, P12 will be Justin Openchowski, P13 will be Kevin Trzynski, P14 will be Clint Collins, P15 will be Brian Baker, P16 will be Michael Tant, P17 will be Chris Ostrander, P18 will be John Neckridge, and P19 will be Aaron Spear. I almost said Austin Spear. Four more people to grid, and I think we should be good. Anyway, well,
fuel mileage.
Oh yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I was going to say Texas.
Texas what?
Tricky track.
It is a quite tricky track. Not as it can be just as tricky and treacherous as Pocono. But tonight's fuel mileage window here this evening, Brian, is going to be 40 to maybe 46 laps. Some may be able to go beyond that, but I doubt it. But that's what I got told as far as 40 to 46 laps on a full tank of that digital Sunoco racing fuel.
All right. So Greg Elliott is going to lead this field to green tonight.
So Greg Elliott, defending champion. Josh Farmer is going to be starting in P3 right behind him.
Yes, he is. Which those two had a very good run just about last week, and
Now, to remind the folks at home, this is the final race before the 6-race playoffs. And green flag is waving now by Barney the Flagman, and they are going to get underway here.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
You see there, Greg Elliott into the first turn. You see a lot of those guys getting shuffled out there to that third lane, Will, which isn't going to quite work, with getting so tight out there. I actually did one last race here before they switched over to Talladega, and I got caught in that third lane, and boy oh boy, it was not pleasant at all.
Well, if anybody watched the racing here in the real world, very, very tricky track, like you said yourself. So I assume I called a race last night from Texas, SRU Cup Series. So I would assume that these cars are going to handle similar to those that we saw last night if anybody else was over there. Yep.
That bump.
It's very tricky. Yep. Going through turn 4.
You see
trying to navigate the exit.
Yeah, Openchowski trying to get by Will Roberts.
You got to back up so much on that inside lane that outside lane is going to be able to wrap around you going through 1 and 2 if someone's to your outside. So it's so very, very finesse and tiptoey going through 1 and 2. You got to be very careful. So very tight handling conditions. Everyone is having to fight and struggle through this evening.
Well, see, here's the difference though. I didn't run fix here, I ran open set, so I'm not too sure how well the fix is here. I haven't done...
Very tight.
Okay, haven't done any of them majority sets. Well, it looks like some of these guys are getting a little loosey-goosey. Some look like they're struggling in turns 1 and 2 with some tight. So, if that's the case, well, I just say maybe lift a little bit earlier going into... turns 1 and 2.
Exactly. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier, about just trying to back up the corner just a bit more than what you probably would.
You see here, oh, these two just said, see you later. Greg Elliott and then Farmer. Boy, this camera loves Will. Oh, here we go.
Turns 3 and 4 here at Texas, you can carry so much more momentum and speed into turns 3 and 4. You can just almost flat out or just maybe burp it a little bit, as Robert's having some more navigating problems.
Yes, he is. He seems like he's getting a little loose there, but well, you know, and I know as well. Yeah, when you're hanging on the quarters, especially of these cars, it will upset the car tremendously.
Most definitely will. These cars are so aero dependent.
Big time. You see here the 24 sample. Trying to get by Will, but he's getting tight. Trying to push that dirty air onto the left rear of that 78 machine. As Sample and Will go into turns 1 and 2, you see there, Will, that Randy was starting to get a little tight there underneath the 78. Oh, there goes Will. That's that taking that dirty air off the rear. Or taking that air off the rear. Good save by Will, for sure.
Yeah, tremendous save car control by Roberts as he's able to hang on for dear life and keep the car pointed in the right direction. What's the current track temperature, Brian?
The current track temperature is 108 degrees.
So as the track... Oh, we got contact. The 94...
and he slides up. Oh.
I'm not sure who that was that tags the back of Boughton. That was Taylor. That's Jason Taylor in the 44, tagging the back of Boughton. So that's our first caution this evening, lap 12. Contact coming out of turn number 2. Jason Taylor gets ever so slightly better run out of turn number 2. Boughton had to check up, I do believe.
Oh,
and when Boughton had to check up, that's when Taylor gets into the back of him and just boots him around, really. And
slides up into the 98 of Michael Carter, Will.
Michael just nowhere to go. Nowhere to go at all. You see, he's already rubbing up against the back straightaway outside retaining wall, and he ran out of real estate. And like you said, just tough break. Only 12 laps into the race.
So we're gonna watch the race off pit road here. But yep, that does happen. Locking it down here, especially, is very tough. And the overcorrection
It's super
of
tough.
the cars, and the overcorrection is massive. So we see here Elliott, and that's going to be O'Brien. Oh, Taylor got Miller. Sample got Farmer. Wow. Close race off pit road, Will.
Close race indeed off pits.
That was kind of like, but obviously a lot different. Like the Xfinity race was a close finish by was it Sam Mayer and Sieg, I think.
Yep, Xfinity Series. Next week, these guys go to Dover. Dover Downs.
I thought it was
Dover,
Talladega.
Delaware. You know, I thought it was too.
What a heartbreaker. What a heartbreaker.
No, yeah, you're right. It is Talladega.
Oh, okay. Well, then perfect.
Yeah, I just had so much Talladega on my mind. I was hoping it wasn't, I guess. But,
So we got it Thursday, Saturday, and then you got it Sunday, and then we have it again Monday. A lot of
it's
Talladega.
everywhere.
That's okay. At least now you can somewhat expect what's. By the time we get to Monday, we should already know like what's going to happen. But unfortunately, Sunday, your race is going to be a little bit longer than what we are. So.
Lights are out on that Chevy Silverado GMC Sierra Pace truck, so.
Yeah. So you got O'Brien in second. Oh, he switched the paint scheme up. Hey, so did Taylor.
Yep, that's what caught me off guard. Trying to determine who whacked Boughton.
And the green flag is out. Openchowski there in 9th as the 73s looking to take that position away from him. But can't quite get it planted down to get on by Openchowski, so Hopefully that's how you say his last name. I believe so. It sounds about right. But City 73 with a great run of Chris Ostrander up to the 5 car and 3 and 4, but just can't quite get it where he needs to get the car.
Oh, we got more trouble
Sample.
down the back straightaway. Bonini kind of took some evasive maneuvers, kind of tagged. I don't know who they tagged, but they were trying to avoid even more chaos. Looked like Sample and Taint. I think it's Taint.
Tant?
Tant? Yeah. Yes. No.
T-A-N-T. Tant.
I think it was Neckridge. I think it was Sample and Neckridge. I think kind of both tagged the wall.
Yeah. You see here,
But
24
Randy,
Sample locking it down. He panicked at 98. Oh, what a save.
Randy just slides loose on possibly maybe cold tires, just new tires sliding away, or maybe it could be that it could be the track starting to heat up and maybe get slicker, and just coming out of turn 2 could be just a treacherous point of the circuit, Brian.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to agree
Luckily,
with you, Will, because you know
nobody else involved in that.
No. You see a few pit takers coming down. These drivers do get unlimited fuel, Will, so Willie B in the booth, hot and slick. There she goes. Yes. Good old Willie B in the booth. I do want to say that I believe that is Tyler Myers.
No,
It is.
I do believe so.
It is. But, Texas, like I said, brutal track. And, Will, you know and I know, when there's a lot of, when you're on cold tires and that track is heating up, it is very, you have to ease it. You can't just go. Especially with this surface. And for those of you who didn't watch the race Sunday, the reason why, I didn't even know this until they said it yesterday. Now, we all know as NASCAR fans, Will, and those who are watching, that the reason why they took away the second Texas is because they didn't want to interfere with the NFL. Which I didn't even know that. Because they always thought that's why their attendance was a little bit low. So, which makes sense, you know. It's roughly around that time they do that race. Yeah. Anyway, Will, ever so slightly, nothing to less. Closing in on that 100 laps to go mark. And just quite a few laps for sure. Openchowski. It's a pretty catchy last name. I like that though. Anyway, Will, Elliott's going to lead the field back to green with O'Brien on the outside. Farmer behind them. Taylor, I do believe those are the teammates in second and fourth. I can believe. I have to remember who all these teammates are. Well, I know O'Brien and Taylor are teammates because of the door placement of the numbers. So. Anyway, Will, the Chevy pace truck is off. I almost said car. Oof. As Elliott will lead the field back to green again. And the green flag is out.
runs mixed in with 2 quick cautions here. Both basically happening coming out of turn number 2. Getting back going under green here.
Yes, sir.
You see Manigan, he's really searching, trying to break into the top 5 and maybe eye for the lead, but it's can be so difficult to pass here at Texas. It can kind of seem like a single groove track for the majority of the race. But Manigan under attack by Miller now. Miller going to the outside.
Yes, he is.
Almost think he could be venturing a bit too high at the moment, early on.
That was close.
Everybody having a bobble coming out of turn number 4. Elliott still leading over Farmer.
Well, Farmer did get by O'Brien there. So. I do believe, Will, in turns 3 and 4, you can wide open to a certain extent. I prefer the track to follow. But the more you keep her wide open, the more that your tires are going to fade away, and then your crapper. You see there, the 76 of Madigan looks to get under the 95. Can't quite make the pass, Will. Sorry, the 65. My apologies, not the 95.
Yeah, sometimes navigating the front straightaway here, it's not so straight, as we all know. It has a double dog leg, you know, this quad oval configuration, so.
See there, the 66 and Miller going at it back here for P6. Millers are getting that good turn off there in that second lane, almost without using that third lane, Will. Not quite using it, but still keeping it in between the second and third lane. And actually, right before this race, I did get a little nervous, Will, because I did a Talladega race and didn't think I was going to get done in time, believe it or not. For some odd reason, I always thought they went at 9 o'clock. So I have plenty of time to get set up and call the race. But you see there, Neckrich gets on by Taylor. What happened to Taylor? Quite think that there's not enough sugar in it. Oh, we almost have a pass for the lead here. Farmer and Madigan and Elliott. Just like that. Farmer gets on by Greg. But now Greg's looking to get on by Josh. But Madigan's right there. Elliott's going to play the defensive line if he can. Oh, boy.
Yes, just about 3 wide. Madigan thought better of it. Farmer tags the wall, kissing it out of. Oh, that's a smooch.
Smoochy boochies. Hear him there. That is, see, well, I think that is keeping your foot straight down throttle. Well, okay, Farmer cracks it a little bit, but then just keeps it mashed down coming off the turn, and then just getting tight with that dirty air. So,
Yeah, the drivers were talking about it being tight and then getting in the traffic and the dirty air. That's only going to amplify it and make it even worse. So whoever does have the clean air, that's going to be very key, and they're going to have to make a mistake in order for people to try to make a pass attempt for sure. Looking a little bit further back here at Taylor and Miller going at it.
anyway, I'm sorry, Bill, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, as everybody barreling now on to the front straightaway into turn 1 and 2 again. So Will Roberts trying to come back up through the field after having his woes.
He was probably saving a little bit of tires, which is good, while these guys are all pushing. As we see, well, it looks like the sun is starting to pop out in turns 1 and 2. But 3 and 4, not so much. Still a little overcast over there. Oh, Will, not again, sir. You can't go farming. A farmer's job.
I just talked about how good of a job he was doing coming back up through the field, but that's not what I meant by flying back up through the field.
With Taylor, Neckridge, Miller, Ostfander, Barton, and Tant is your top 10, Will. So just shy under 90 to go. Oh, there's the bobble by the 94. Oh, somebody smooched the ball. As Madigan took the lead away from Farmer and Elliott. Opachowski with a great run, had to use the brakes to slow down. You see there a sample, hits that apron there, gets that little bobble up at a 4 there. It's going to give Opachowski that spot, and as sample is going to lose a spot. The problem is now, can Madigan get it done again, Will?
Battle, this fray going on for 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, just so on back here, and basically mid-pack, midfield on back. Very intense battling going on at the moment. Sample and Roberts almost coming together. I think Roberts might have kissed the wall coming out of turn number 4. But that's a good question to ask because, he's got Farmer right behind him, all over him. So
see Roberts
talked
getting
about it before.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we've talked about it before, going through, turns 3 and 4 here at Texas. You're just cranking that wheel to the left, holding it to the left, and by the time you come off of turn number 4, you sometimes forget to turn it back to the, center, right? Try to center yourself off the corner because you're in such a mindset of just trying to turn through the corner, turn off the corner, right? So that could be the twitchy, the bobble that we see these drivers, and also just that transition of coming out of turn 4. Something has happened to Farmer. He's now down into 5th position. He's lost 3 positions from 2nd down to 5th. Something happened to him, whether he could have tagged the wall or just got tight and pushed too far up the track, perhaps behind Madigan.
Well, I think with the smooches to the wall, might have applied maybe some side damage there. Not too sure if I can. A little bit. Oh, something happened to Farmer.
And Elliott. Elliott's up the track too. He's struggling at the moment, it looks like.
Hitting. That's probably why they were pitting. Oh man, I hope he didn't get. Okay, no, he didn't. So we see there, Farmer's in the pits. As Brian Baker looking to go by Roberts there. Oh man, somebody really hit the wall. Oh, Sample. Something has happened to Sample here. I don't know what happened. I've seen him down on the apron and just nothing left on that car, Will. Oh, might have done it too soon.
You see here, just in the dirty air going through 3 and 4. Looks like he might have a bobble.
I might have done it too soon. I did. I think it's next lap. Oh, no, there it is. Oh.
No, it's right there. He just gets a bit tight and just walks it ever so slightly up the track.
Very unfortunate. Hate to see it for him. Really do. What a lick. What a lick. Oof. That wall can sometimes not be your friend, Will. Uh-oh. There is a lead change there. As now Taylor gets on by Madigan here.
Yes, Taylor leading his first laps of the evening, but Madigan trying to take the lead back.
Just like that, Madigan gets back on by Taylor.
You can see just a slight slide that Madigan had coming out of turn number 2. That's going to allow Taylor to get up alongside him. So Madigan able to keep the lead for another lap.
I hate to see it, only one Toyota in the field. So, well, I do believe they should start coming up on some green flag pit stops here. Next handful of laps. Right, so I don't understand how, Josh, the one who's with you on Sundays, can't text in the YouTube chat when you have Tyler Myers doing it. I don't get it. But anyway, you got 3 Fords in the top 3 spots. 4th back to 9th is all Chevys, and you got another Ford, then a Chevy, then a Ford, and a Chevy. And then the Lonesome Roberts in the Toyota there. You see Bolton now making his pit stop, Will.
Yeah, because the early pit stop that we had, the early caution at lap 12, these drivers were able to extend, that pit window a little bit longer as far as green flag pit stops are concerned.
What does it say on this hood? Aha. Oh, Will again! You see Bonani dealing with a loose car there. As you saw him a little bit trying to fly on the wheels, so. Here comes Farmer to the outside of Bonani. And Taylor's going to look to go to the inside. You see the 44 gets on by the 77. That's now Baker, Openchowski, Tant, Bonani, all pit now. There's Roberts, Spear, and Madigan, and Collins all stay out.
Pit strategies going on at the moment.
Yes, there is.
Here, Roberts and Collins left to make a scheduled green flag pit stop. Everybody else has either pitted or already came down and pitted.
What is going on, JP? A big holler to you, oh big dogs. Ooh, ooh. Race is going pretty good, just Texas. You know how swell Texas can be to some, others not so much. But so far so good. 2 cautions at the moment. These drivers are awesome, I must say. Every Monday night, these guys do a good job. So. A lot of strategy being played. You see there, Spear trying to pit if he can get down there. Just can't with these guys who pitted getting on by him. So we'll lap 67. They will be halfway. I just say 67. Technically 66 and a half laps. Then it'll be halfway, but 6 or 7 to call it even.
Still waiting on the top 4 to make their scheduled pit stop of the evening. One of their scheduled pit stops of the evening. Still at least expecting 2.
You see Opachowski letting the 82 go on by. And Miller. You see there, he's been staying in 4th gear. Mike Cochran, how's it going, sir? Yes, we miss you out on track, and hopefully you're staying nice and warm over there in Canada. So, we try to bring the best entertainment that we can to you guys who are watching. So. Still, Spear stayed out. Madigan, did he pit? Yeah, he did. He had a pit. I wasn't paying attention. I was reading all my comments here.
So Madigan pit.
Okay, so Madigan did pit. Okay, didn't go a lap down. Oh, good for him. Well, he wouldn't because he was the leader. So, problem is, when does Spear and when does Roberts pit? I would hopefully it would be this time. I would hope. No, Robert's still staying out there. He's gonna let him go on by. See the 50 getting on by Spear. Is Spear going to pit this time? I don't think so. No, he ain't. He's staying out. You see Collins in the pits. You see that, Will? A quick upshift to 5th and a quick downshift to 4th.
Shifting here. So, yeah, shifting down, I would assume going into 1 and 2, and then upshift whenever you come out of the corner. So
you see there, Roberts now in the pits. So I wonder if the 77's pitting this time. Yes, he is. So that will cycle out to the Taylor being in the front. Oh, there it is. Oh, wow. There it is. Very unfortunate by the 8.
Caution.
Well, I think Roberts and all of them are good. So.
Yeah, I say untimely caution, but I'm sure some of these people wanted it to play out for the next pit cycle to occur. That probably could have started occurring in the next 15, maybe less than 20 laps, Brian. But yeah, Randy trying to mind his own business, but it looks like he gets loose almost in the center to exit of turn number 2. And Elliott, and is that Neckridge or is that that's not Neckridge.
That's
okay,
Neckridge.
Okay, so yeah, Elliott was just in a battle with Neckridge and trying to navigate that, and then something similar happened last night in the SRU race coming out of turn 2, very similar to that. So, which you saw that yourself happen. So,
Yep.
turn 2, very, very treacherous corner here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Yep. So, okay, I think Sample did get his lap back. Okay. Taylor lost 4 spots, Will. Look at that. Will stays out, and there he is. So he is probably going to be the leader of this race. Not too sure if he's going to come down and pit. So I wouldn't, because you just pitted.
Yeah, if you can kind of time it perfectly, if you know exactly when the cautions are going to come out, that's almost perfect. But like you just said, some drivers just pitted, and knowing when they just pitted, they might want to prefer to stay out, maybe try to lead a lap or go back with the clean air.
Yep. So Roberts, I do believe, is going to have lane choice of where he wants to start. And he will be the car with the freshest air. So, or cleanest air, shall we say. But the problem is, for how long can Will stay up there? Same thing with Spear. I'm not sure if a lap difference is going to make on tires. Not too sure. So I do believe they will get relined back up here, and next time by they will be taking the green flag. Yep. So Robert, Spear, O'Brien, Bolton, Taylor, Farmer, Madigan, Carter, Baker, and Miller is your top 10 at this time. Once that green flag drops, it'll be a whole different ball game. That will get all shuffled up. So. Anyway, Will, if they can keep it green for a couple of laps, we'll do our segment of the night. We'll do our crank it up section after a couple of laps of them coming back, just in case if there is a caution in between that. So. Anyway, a 78. Roberts going to lead the field back to green. Okay, good start by Roberts. But you see here, he's probably about to lose it to the 65 of O'Brien. Can Roberts hang on to it? Oof. He does.
So side by side going through 3 and 4 here for the lead. Roberts sticking it in the middle. O'Brien on the bottom. He's got Jason Taylor right behind him though. They're going to have draft and momentum on that bottom side, taking the lead away from Roberts, and Roberts may possibly lose 2 positions out the end of it, but he's fighting back. O'Brien walking up the track.
Oh, there's that bobble by the 78.
Yes, it was a huge bobble. It may not have looked too big, but it was actually pretty huge. Madigan going to take advantage of that bobble from the 78 and take that position away as well. So Roberts possibly losing 3 positions here in a lap. We've seen, yep, they've been seeing how much of a struggle it has been for Roberts so far this evening. Riding on board with Ostrander down the front straightaway.
I think Texas, I think it's time for a new repeat. Or a new configuration, I would say.
It's hard to tell. Texas has always been a very awkward track. Even from its first inception, it put Ricky Craven in the hospital. About killed him.
Oh. You see there, the 77 fading to the back. Michael Carter getting on by that 77, and Bonani as Farmer and Madigan exchange spots up there. You see there, Madigan trying to get on by Farmer. Keeping Farmer on the outside lane here. Farmer just can't quite, Madigan just can't quite get the pass on by. But anyway, we'll go to one of our favorite segments of the night here, and we'll give you these awesome sounds of the Gen 7 cars around Texas. Enjoy. Anyway, Will, 90 of 133 in the books. As Jeff Taylor lead in this race, I do believe you said they do have one more pit stop, I do assume.
Well, at the rate that we've seen some of these drivers decide to kind of short pit early, you would have to at least throw into the math equation of yes, from when we last went back green to now, if it stays green to lap 133, we should see one more green. We should see one more pit stop under these conditions. But I would assume that if we were to get another caution, everybody should be good to go from here. But that's only if. It's a two-letter word, but it's awful huge in relevancy. Really like Michael Carter's paint scheme. That real tree paint scheme is really sharp since he's been running that. But Taylor leads over Farmer. Madigan in third position. Boughton with the quick repair. Quick fix that he was able to repair that car, get it back up inside the top five. O'Brien, 5-car breakaway, then back here to Carter in sixth position. Bonini, Roberts, Baker, and Ostrander is rounding out the top 10. Greg Elliott actually takes Ostrander's position. They're in a tussle for 10th position at the moment. Greg Elliott on the rebound after having a collision with Randy Sample.
Well, this battle behind Openchowski is heating up for sure.
Yeah, he sounds like a guy that's about to make a bomb or something, right?
Nah.
No, yeah, you're right. It's not Oppenheimer. Oppenchowski, or however you would pronounce that. We could get better clarification later, but Justin, man, that last name sounds like he's about to maybe start an uprising somewhere over in Europe. I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to make jokes, make fun here. Spear, Spear almost sounds like a good, weird, superhero name almost. O'Brien and Madigan exchanging position for fourth and fifth position inside the top five, Brian. As now Carter falls about another 5/10 back from fifth position. Roberts and Baker exchanging eighth and ninth position.
Yes, they are. A Bolton up here, P3, looking to ever so slightly close up in on Farmer, if he can ever get there. Oh, he is there, but I don't think it's enough. You see, Farmer's been running that second to third lane there. As Miller looks to possibly go a lap down once Taylor gets on up there to him.
So 3-car tussle here. Farmer, Button.
Oh. Get it locked down, get it locked down. Oh no. Oh, what a save.
Still no caution?
No.
Still no caution. Unbelievable. Boughton eventually able to drive out of it, get it back going straight, but he decided to be part of the Roberts lawn crew this evening and help out with the lawn care down there on the front straightaway. So they just got really, really tight racing out of turn 3 and 4 there, and it narrows up. It kind of funnels out coming out of turn number 4 up against the wall. And if you are in a tight predicament, tight hard battle or tight racing, aero, these cars very air dependent, like we talked about. If you are just too close together, that it's basically very, very tough driving situations to kind of drive out of once you get put in tight predicaments.
You see there, Farmer is now in the pits. Ostrander now making their last pit stop of the evening, or shall we say night. O'Brien, Taylor, Carter, Pant, now in the pits. You see Bonani about to make his pit stop. Kosinski, Etheridge. Medlock, you made it. How are you? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what had happened before. I don't know why you couldn't. I wasn't able to talk.
Baker showing some good speed this week, Brian, and good evening as well, Joshua. So. That's good to see some speed out of Baker. We've seen him have speed. It's just get caught up or maybe gets unlucky from time to time as the final pit cycle is unfolding here.
Yes, it is. So far, so good. Good run by these guys. For those of you just tuning in, this is our new series that me and Will picked up. The AMS Cup Series on Monday nights, their Next Gen Series. Great group of guys, awesome. These guys are fantastic. Yes, I hear you, Josh. I work today too as well. And Will, Josh said hello. The question is, though, when does Boughton, when does Elliott, when does Baker, when does Opachowski, Spear, and Miller pit? Because remember, you do not want to stay out long enough to hurt yourself in the end. As you see there, Roberts is now in the pits, so... Just like that, Bolton's going to pit, Elliott's going to pit. So that's going to move Baker, Opachowski, and Spear 1, 2, 3. And then Miller 4th. You see Baker is now making his pit stop as Opachowski and Spear are looking to stay out. Coming down on crunch time. Oh!
Yes, we are getting to that 25 lap to go mark, Brian.
Yes, we are. And by the way, Josh said hi.
Yes, hello, Joshua. Hope your day is good. Besides it being a long day, you know. Long day as well over here,
Yeah.
or
Anyway,
down
well,
here.
we just hit the 25 laps to go.
Yeah,
Obuchowski
25
and
bucks per
Spear
month.
still have yet to pit.
Well, we saw in the last green flag cycle, Spears was the last to pit, so it doesn't surprise me at all that Spear is going to be basically one of the last to pit again.
Yes, sir. Anyway, Will, we are back again live tomorrow for the BNR Truck Series as they take on. I'm just now going to call it Legacy Atlanta. So
Yes, Legacy Atlanta.
that's what
My
we're just going to
definition
call
of
it.
old Atlanta is not really that, so I like the term Legacy Atlanta, yes. Because my definition of old Atlanta is before the quad oval got put in to be in 97.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, old Atlanta to me is like where that famous championship battle between like 5 different drivers, where Alan Kawicki won his championship.
Yes.
That's old Atlanta to me.
Understandable.
Others didn't really. Well, technically, I still didn't really get to grow up watching races from old Atlanta because the reconfiguration happened right as I was starting to remember watching racing, right? But into what is now became the quad oval configuration for Atlanta. But
with 22 laps to go, Openchowski now comes down in the pits, and that will put Spear out in the front. That's going to be interesting. You see there, the 66 couldn't get on by Trzynski. So he ended up getting, he's still hanging strong on the outside of Elliott. So we'll just have to keep an eye out on that little battle there. If they was to get a caution, as you see here, Trzynski looking to get his lap back as he gets on by Spear. Also, you're going to have Elliott, Neckrich, Ostrander, Tam, all of them coming on by the 77 to get their lap back too as well. If the 73 can't get on by him of Ostrander. So. Hey, Miller pitted. "19 laps to go, and I'll be god darn it that the Yankees lost." Oof. Oh, that's right.
no, you can't win them all in baseball, Brian, or in racing for that matter, or in any sport.
That is true. But you see there now, Neckrich and all them back on the lead lap now. This comes who abused their tires and who saved. See that Spear is still out on track.
Yeah, Spear really hoping for maybe one of those untimely cautions that we almost had earlier, or maybe just like playing that long game, trying to go really longer than anybody. But at this moment in time, it's not really going to be beneficial unless he could get the caution, at least a couple of laps before he truly needs to come down and pit, which should probably be sometime soon.
Yes.
But that battle with Taylor and Farmer, is going to be right. They are going to be right on top of each other. Spear pitted. Spear has pitted.
Yeah.
So Taylor and Farmer right here, neck and neck, with 16 laps to go, 15 to go, coming to the stripe. So Farmer, we've seen him flirt with the wall, the boundaries of the track. what does he have left to kind of go or kind of get to Taylor? Hi from Queensland, Australia. Oh, hey,
Howdy.
Dave.
How's it going? Thanks for coming on out to tune into the one and only BNR Racing Network. Here tonight from the AMS Cup Series on the iRacing platform. Good to see you out here.
Dave is probably more accustomed, to the V8 Supercar Series down there in Australia, especially in Queensland. They have a racetrack down there, and really the only difference, the V8 supercars generate the downforce under the car, if I'm not mistaken, or over the top of the car, and it's complete opposite with NASCAR. All the aero is made, like I just said, it's opposite from V8 supercar to cup cars, how the aero is kind of distributed through the car or around the car. They have a little GT wing, and these cars have a spoiler on the back. So basically, other than that, they do have sequential shifters. I don't see why NASCAR wouldn't go to a paddle shifting or the sports car steering wheel in a couple of years. I don't see why that's not going to occur, because they did that with the Le Mans Garage 56 car.
Oh, Farmer!
Oh, a big slide, and into the wall he goes coming out of turn number 2. So that's going to cost him dearly. He got really tight in the center of 1 and 2, so then it just progressed into walking the dog into a slide. So that's going to cost him a ton of time.
No, Justin, that's not Jacob Carter in 4th. That is Michael Carter.
Yes, no relation, I do believe, to the Carters.
I believe not.
So,
At first,
never know,
I thought
anybody
that too.
could be related.
I thought that too as well. But no, it's not.
Greg Elliott been able to drive back into the top 5, so...
Well, he might have saved. He might have saved some. That's for sure.
Didn't Greg start on the pole after having some troubles as well? He got caught up in the... Yep, that's what I thought.
Anyway,
So
a good rebound for him with
recovery.
11 laps to go.
He's having a battle with Manigan, who Manigan is a lap down. One could only assume a speeding penalty of some kind has trapped him a lap down, because he was one of the top 5 contenders early on, or earlier in the race. Not necessarily just earlier on,
And
but,
look, as we said that Baker was doing good, he's now 2 laps down.
Yep.
You might have been caught speeding a little bit, not too sure. I know how that feels. I've done it on Saturday. Just keep your head up, keep going that way, and, 9 laps to go here tonight from the AMS Cup Series. The question is, can Taylor do it? I think he won last week, didn't he? I can't remember. Can I remember? No. That was, Madigan. Yeah, something might have happened to Madigan because he's still stuck a lot down.
I think he got a speeding penalty during the last green flag cycle of pit stops.
Thank you for the subscribe, Dave. You are awesome. Much appreciated. Me and Will, thank you very much for that. So,
yes, me and Brian, we are here 4 nights out of the week, right, Brian? Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. I guess it's 3 nights. My apologies. I got ahead of myself.
you're right.
Only 3 nights. here during the week,
You
Monday, Tuesday,
are
Thursday.
here
Yes,
a
I'm
lot more.
everywhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're here a lot of the times.
I'm a very, I'm not really disposable, but I'm a very flexible person as far as
Yes.
providing my time and knowledge to different places, I guess you could say. Crunching down 5 laps to go, I do believe. So,
Next time by.
Farmer. Oh, okay, next time back. I'm very jumpy. I always want to get ahead of myself. So, Farmer, because of his woes that he has had, trying to have some good makeout sessions with the wall, he's fallen over 2.5 seconds back. But hey, still a strong run for Farmer and more points to carry in, hopefully, to the playoffs, right? Get a higher seed, hopefully, higher berthing. So, second place, not that bad. Boughton, third place to after the troubles he's had tonight. He kind of was missing a front end at one point during the race, so he's had an epic drive back recovery as well. So if it finishes like it does right now, great drive back recovery for a handful of drivers. And Taylor, I don't want to say coming out of nowhere to win this race, but almost David Pearson-esque, just being there in the top 5, top 7, and then being there whenever it matters to maybe capitalize or take advantage of maybe pitting early or just different strategy, right, Brian? So, and then other people having misfortune as well. So I'm sure if Madigan didn't have that speeding problem, Roberts, if he could have been trying to find a better handling on the car, he would have been up here as well. Miller was up here at one point. Just if some of these contenders didn't have run into the problems that they did, it could be a different story.
2 laps to go as Taylor takes next time by. If they can stay green and Taylor takes the white flag, they will come to the end the following time by. There it is, white flag is out. And will, for the last time, Taylor will win the race. And Palmer, then Boughton, and Elliott, and Carter, and Benani.
Neckridge in 7th place, Tant in 8th. Spear looks like he will come home in the 9th. Oh no, take that back. Spear's going to get by Tant there.
What a great race, Will, at the end there.
Oh yes, had an epic battle for 8th position coming to the line. And even one a little bit further back, I do believe, 11th. Yeah, 11th and 12th was pretty close coming to the line. Randy Sample, after all of his struggles, he finishes on the lead lap.
Yes, he does. And there is your race results. Jason Taylor will be your winner. Josh Farmer, P2. Adam Boughton, P3. P4, Greg Elliott. Good rebound by Greg Elliott. P5, Michael Carter. P6, Antonio Benani. P7 will be John Neckridge. P8 will be Aaron Spear. P9 will be Michael Tant. P10 will be Kevin Trzynski. P11 will be Chris Ostrander. P12 will be Justin Openchowski. P13 will be Randy Sample. P14 be Sean O'Brien. P15 be Keenan Miller. P16 will be Joseph Madigan. P17 will be Will Roberts. P18 Brian Baker. And P19 will be Clint Collins. So anyway, we'll look at them. You ain't even got to pull them up. They're waiting. Isn't that wonderful, huh?
It is.
We'll go with Adam. How about I get rid of... Oh no. There we go. Bolton, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
How is it going, sir?
Too bad. How about you guys?
We're doing pretty good. It was pretty interesting towards the end there, that's for sure. We were trying to figure out who was going to play the best strategy at the end.
It was definitely turned out to be a little interesting on strategy. I think it was all over the board at that point. Not really sure what strategy the leaders were on. I know I took 2 tires after getting thrown through the grass there and losing a bunch of positions. So I was able to take 2 tires on that last stop and rebound to 3rd.
I was going to say, yes, you did a hell of a rebound. That is for sure. Anyway, sir, it seemed like a wild and crazy night for you. A few loop-de-loops and oh crap moment when you seen the car on the backstretch there. Just keep coming. To the viewers watching, why don't you go ahead and give the thorough rundown of how your overall performance tonight went and just this track in general.
Overall, I think I had probably the best car in the field. I just kept having too many blunders there and didn't have any track position there at the end. I think if I had track position, I could have gave Jason a run for the lead there at the end. But overall, I just had too many blunders and didn't have any track position. But overall, car was great. A little slow on the short run, but after about 10 laps, it was a rocket.
Yes, sir.
And from there, I was just trying to pick the laps away and try to make up as much ground as I could.
Yes, sir, and you did that by bringing home P3. What was the most difficult part of this track here tonight?
Not getting ran over entering the corners.
Yeah, well, turns 1 and 2 is a hell of a lot different than 3 and 4. I've seen a little bit up and down by most drivers in 1 and 2 with how wide it is. I noticed a lot of you guys didn't try to attack that 3rd groove up there. Don't know if it didn't like your guys' car or just there wasn't grip up there. So,
A couple guys tried the 3rd lane, but it was never there yet.
Yeah.
But you could get a pretty good run off the 2nd groove though in 1 and 2 if you hit it right. But for the most part, it was the bottom feeder.
Oh yeah, just like the officials were. But I've done quite a few of them. I do believe this was the final race before your guys' playoffs. I do believe. Well, you can quote me on that one. Will's up to date with everything. So,
I believe it is. Talladega's next week for the opener of the playoffs. Button. What's the mindset, the game plan going into Talladega next week, it being the first race of the playoffs?
Well, I wasn't aware it was the first race of the playoffs, so well, I guess we'll have to go in and try to keep it clean and pull off at least top 5 finish, hopefully, and hopefully you stay out of the big one.
Any final thoughts or shout-outs you'd like to give, Button, before we let you go celebrate this podium finish here at Texas?
I give a shout out to you guys for putting on a good show. Shout out to my teammates, Michael Carter in the 98, he finished P5, and my other teammate, Aaron Spear in the 77, he managed to rally to 8th after starting shotgun of the field. So overall, we had a pretty good run for the RMS team.
yes,
Unless
sir.
I miscounted, I thought it was. I might have miscounted. It may be Dover. No, I think it is Talladega. Anywho, yeah, Spotting. Thanks for talking to us tonight, man. And congratulations on the drive back, because at one point you were sitting on the back straightaway without that front clip. So good drive back recovery too.
Thank you guys.
No problem. Next up,
I think I made it a bit awkward trying to count the races in the schedule.
you might have.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Josh Farmer from Boone, North Carolina. Josh,
Hello again.
hello again.
Hello again.
Yeah,
Hey,
2 good weeks in a row for me. I can't believe it.
right? You
Yeah, we're gonna
drove
fall over.
you drove your tail off, but made a couple of smoochies to that turn 4 wall coming off.
Yeah, that first half of the race, I was hitting that wall quite a bit, and then I got in that wreck. But the second half of the race, I think I kept it fairly clean. Just didn't have the speed.
That's right. Podium finishes are always good. Good points night for you going into the next race. Awesome job on the P2 once again. Overall, tell the viewers who are watching how you thought your race went and what was the most difficult part of the track, and was you really, or was anybody really struggling to find grip out there? Because I think before you guys hit qualifying, I think your guys' track temp was maybe 104. I do believe.
Yeah, you don't want to get your practice in right before qualifying because the track conditions are way different. Of course, the 44 had good long run speed, and me and the 76, we kind of burn our stuff up that one run racing each other. But I got an okay understanding of the track, but I turn 1 and 2, I can't figure out. I can drive it in pretty good, but then I'm sure I'm burning my stuff up, and it hurts me on the long run. But it's not one of my best tracks, so I'm happy with the top 3.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would say so too. Podium's finish is better than being in the back with a wrecked car. Me too. I'm the same way with you. I'm not a big fan of Texas, so how I learned Texas was 1 and 2 lift earlier at the I think it's the cup sign going into 1, and just let it just drift its way down, and once you feel it catch, get back on the gas. So that's how I drove it. So because I know turns 1 and 2 is a lot different than 3 and 4. Anyway, I do believe this is the last race before y'all's playoffs. So I do believe you guys will head to, I think it's Talladega.
It's just one of those tracks that's, it's not a lot of skill, a lot more luck. I mean, you still got to have skill to make some passes. But anybody can win at Talladega, and it's usually a demolition derby the last 5 laps. So I had good luck on the restrictor plate races, but you got to have a lot go your way on those.
Right. And I'm not sure if you have any teammates out there, but you think you and your teammates are going to pull some strategy out, try to change things up from a lot more than the mile and a halves, like maybe a layback half of the race, hard charge at the end, or pit early or pit later, or come in with the bigger pack that pits, or how's that going to play a factor in the next week's race?
Well, our unofficial team is the Team Independence. Those who don't have a team, we usually stick together the first half of the race. They're a little more conservative than I like, and it usually bites us with a conservative pit stop. We usually lose the main pack. So I'll ride with them for the 3/4 of the fuel run, and then I'll try to make up some spots to make my pit road entrance a little bit easier. But it's a lot of teamwork out there, more than you'd think.
Yeah, especially them super speedways. You want to find the best people to work with, who you can trust the most, who can push better than what others. I tend to scout, just because it's me. But
well, I've gotten bitten before. You like to lead the race, but you burn so much fuel out in front that the
yep.
people behind you can save 5 or 10 laps on you, so then you're by yourself. So you just try to lead the last few laps. You don't try to. It's one of the races where you don't try to lead the most laps because then you'll lose the pack in the pit stops. So it is a lot of riding around for most of the race. Can get a little boring, but the end is always exciting.
Always is. Anyway, sir, congratulations on the P2 finish. Any final thoughts, shout outs you want to give before we send you back up there?
I appreciate y'all hanging around and doing this for us. It's always fun to go back and watch it, so just want to give my appreciation out to you guys.
Thank you very much, sir, and it's an honor to call these races for you guys, and I'm sure Will say the same thing. It's always an honor to be here. It gives us something to do on a Monday night. 9 times out of 10, we really don't do much besides watch a little bit of wrestling. So, but
There's always that too, but hopefully I'll be talking to y'all next week, and hopefully in P1.
hopefully that would be awesome to get that Van Halen car at least a win.
That's what we're shooting for, but we'll see y'all next week.
All right, buddy. All right, Will, you take over the final one of Mr. Taylor here. Once we get him up here. Some odd reason doing a lot of talking tonight. Jason, you got a copy?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, JT.
Voice?
Even threw on a new paint scheme, bro.
Oh yeah. Got to throw on the Flying Chanclas de San Antonio when I'm in Texas, you know.
Yeah, thanks for spitting that one out because it had Brian confused over what was on the hood. So there you go, Brian. That's what's on the hood of the car.
Like literally,
is that like a...
we got you when you pitted. I literally had to go from a rear chase and zoom in on the hood. I'm like, what the hell is this saying? I'm like, okay, he's in Texas. So okay, but thank you for spitting that out.
Our minor league baseball team, as kind of a joke, a couple years ago, they wore some pastel colored stuff the way my car's colored, and they called themselves Flying Chanclas de San Antonio, and it was just like Hispanic mothers are known for throwing their chanclas at their kids when they're acting up.
Yeah. I used to have this well, that's a long story. Anyway, yeah, I'm a witness to that. Anywho, so yeah, you kind of, I kind of said it before the race was over. You kind of reminded me of David Pearson, just almost popping up out of nowhere. But you were up in about the top 6, 7. It was almost a normal night for you. And then other people were having either speeding penalties. Other words, the cream truly risen to the top as far as you just being able to throw that strategy of yours in, maybe pitting at the right time for you to gain just that slight advantage with the fresh tire and gap Farmer there a little bit. Farmer kept getting in that dirty air and finding the wall. He was making out with that wall all night. Okay, if you didn't know, you got to watch him with walls. He loves them. But yeah, Jason, just tell us how, were you struggling in the dirty air a lot, trying to navigate the traffic? How tight was that car handling? Like, what were you dealing with, Jason?
So early in the race, I wasn't in the lead, obviously, because we got there. But we got there.
Mm-hmm.
So in traffic, I was just trying to do my best to save the right rear, mostly. And I did a really good job of just saving that right rear up, so I was able to make passes later in the runs because we got some pretty good green flag running. So when we're on that one long run where we're looking at a 2-stopper.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at like running 40, 40, 43, something like that. And I'm excited about it because hey, I get to save some tires, and that's what gets me going. So we get into that. We get into pit stops, and we're almost through the cycle, and we have the unfortunate incident as we're finishing up the pit cycles. And I was like, well, damn! Now we're on like a 30 and 30, and I'm not exactly sure about the pace. So let's just go out there and feel it out. And I just kind of went out there and waited for the right moment to get into the lead. And just get that clean air on the car so I can manage the tires as best I can. And then I just waited for one of the contenders to pit, and I had my guy behind me so he knew I was pitting so I wouldn't get run over. And unfortunate for Sean, he missed field, so really misses on a black flag 1-2 or 1-3 or two top fives, whatever. But it's okay. we came home with a W.
W indeed. Next week might be a little bit more trickier, a little bit more difficult, to tame than the home track of Texas Motor Speedway, Talladega Super Speedway. The ancient Indian burial ground, or anyway, Talladega. What type of trickery do you think you might have to overcome there, Jason?
Well, if you recall, me and Dylan Kritz, and I cannot remember who was behind us. We dominated the 500 for the most part. We didn't come out with the win, but we essentially split the the front pack up by just drafting excellent. And it's one of my favorite things to do in iRacing is to get onto the super speedways and just hook up and go really, really fast and white knuckle your steering wheel on the super speedway. So I think we can mimic that performance and come away with a W next week. I really do. You're gonna Dylan Critch, Sean O'Brien Jr. or Jason S. Taylor is gonna be sitting number one on that podium next week.
Well, big congratulations tonight, picking up the W here tonight at Texas. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, you'd like to add before you go celebrate this W?
100% first and foremost, thank you to you two for broadcasting and putting on the show for us. I cannot wait to go back and watch it. I look forward to it every Monday night after the race. Thank you to the admins for putting on the league. I really, really need to learn who the admins of the league are so I can thank them by name. And then my two teammates back at the Black Flag Motorsports Garage, Sean O'Brien and Dylan Kreitz. I hope Kreitz gets out here and races again. It's really fun with him and both my guys here. So thanks to them. And yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you, Jason, for the kind words. Yes, you did. Top of the step of the podium. If NASCAR only truly did do the podium thing like all the other conventional racing series across the world. But anyway, so you got you got the digital boots and the digital guns here from Texas. So good on that. Anyway, we're not going down that road.
I'm doing a virtual shoey right now.
Yeah, bam, bam. Yeah. So, not Texas. Texas is under the rug now. Talladega next week. So Talladega, for sure, going to be an interesting. If it's anything like the season opener, you just got a little bit more room. Oh my goodness, because you guys went flag to flag season opener, so we didn't see any of the terrible towels out at Daytona. So maybe Talladega could be just the same. Excitement as well. So, Brian, anything else to say or mention before we close it out here?
No, just congratulations on the win, and we will once again thank you for the kind words. We try our best, and we try to get you guys the up close action throughout the race. We do our little crank it up section and give you guys that awesome little kickback and listen to the sounds of everything. So we try our best for you guys, and we're just thankful to be here on a Monday night because you guys kick ass every week. So
I think I speak for everybody when I say we appreciate what you do.
We try our best, though. But anyway, buddy, awesome job on the win. Back to back.
All right. Thank you. I'm going to go celebrate.
Yeah,
see ya.
Later.
See you, JT. So, anyway, that'll do it for me and Brian up in the booth here at Texas, here in the AMS Cup Series. Hopefully, we will catch you guys next week at Talladega for AMS Cup Series action there. And like Brian said, tomorrow evening, be in our truck series. Can't remember. Oh, yeah, that's right. Atlanta. Hot Atlanta, slick Atlanta. Anyway, we'll be there tomorrow evening.
Can they go caution free just like Kentucky? That's the question.
Yeah, that would be something to have back-to-back caution-free races.
With the nice fields.
I don't think that'll happen. So, anyway, it'll be a different bat time, but same bat channel. So come out. Yes, we all know what I'm trying to say. And hopefully everybody will have a wonderful and safe good night.
And what he was trying to say is 8:30 is kickoff to green. They'll take the green flag around 8:31, 8:32. By the time they get green,
Eastern.
yes, all Eastern time.